are different colors. Birds are different colors. But are people different colors?
Well, here are some colors.
Red,
Green,
purple,
orange, yellow.
Do people come in all of these colors?
Yes.
no.
Seems to be some confusion here. Well, let's see. This is Kathy. Her parents are American Indians, members of a group that was once thought to have red skin. But is her skin really red?
No.
This is David. His great-grandparents were born in China. Some say Asian people have yellow skin. But is David's skin really yellow?
No.
And this is Tracy. Her parents are Afro-Americans. She is a black, but her color is dark brown. Are we different colors, or are we really different shades of the same color?
We don't know.
Okay, now, if your skin has ever peeled after a bad scrape or burn, you know that the top layers have practically no color at all. But spread about in the lower layers of everybody's skin are tiny grains of dark brown coloring material called melanin. Melanin means dark or black. Melanin is the name of a dark brown coloring material in everyone's skin. Pretend for a minute that this coffee is like the melanin in your skin. When looked at from a distance, the tiny grains of brown melanin appear to make skin an even brown or tan color. If you have only scattered grains of melanin, your skin looks very light. A medium amount of melanin makes a medium brown skin tone. And if you have a lot of melanin, your skin is very dark brown. And all the shades in between are made up the same way.
But why does some people's skin look pink?
Okay, yes, there are some other things that affect skin color. And they are shared by dark and light-skinned people alike. First, have you ever noticed that on your knuckles and under your fingernails and other places where your skin is stretched and thin, it looks pink? In the same way, people who have thin skin all over their body may have dark brown, tan, or light skin with a pink or reddish tint. And, of course, skin can change color in the sun, turn red when you blush, or turn pale when you're sick, but these changes don't last. And none of these has as much to do with skin color as melanin. Melanin is the most important coloring material, and people in every part of the world have it. So do people come in all different colors?
No.
No. They come in different shades of the same color. And more than that, all people have the same kind of brain and heart and eyes. We can all love and laugh. And because of that, we are very special indeed.
Have stories, listen to one now.
We celebrate many parties, like birthday parties and housewarmings, where it is the custom for the guests to bring a present to the host. But the people of the Chinook, the Queets, the Nisqually, and other Native American tribes of the Pacific Northwest hold parties that work in just the opposite way. The host gives the presents to the guests. It's called a potlatch, and it's an important and happy event. Each Northwest Native American tribe celebrates a potlatch for their own reasons and in their own ways. But no matter how or why a potlatch is held, it is always important for the host to give gifts to all the guests. The people of the Quileute tribe, who live on the Pacific coast of the state of Washington, have a story that explains the origin of the potlatch. and it goes like this.
Long, long ago, when the world was very young, a strange and beautiful bird appeared over the ocean near the Coyote village. All the young men of the village tried to capture the bird. But try as they could, none of their arrows could hit it. Golden Eagle and Blue Jay watched the hunters try for weeks to shoot the bird until, finally, Golden Eagle said, "My children can catch that peculiar-looking bird." Blue Jay disagreed. "Your children are only girls," he said. Golden Eagle's daughters heard this conversation, but they remained silent. The next day, the two daughters went into the woods without telling a soul and stayed there many days. And what do you think the girls were doing there? Why, they were making arrows, of course. One morning, just before the sun came up, the girls came out of the forest with their arrows. All of the Coyote hunters were already out in their canoes, trying again to shoot the strange and beautiful bird. The two sisters tied their hair in front of their face, so no one would recognize them. And they paddled their canoe in a zigzag line, so no one would see them coming, until they were very near the bird. The eldest sister killed the bird with her third arrow. That evening, the girls told their father, Golden Eagle, "We caught the bird and hid it in the forest. We want to use the feathers as gifts, for they are very beautiful and of many colors. Will you ask Blue Jay to invite all the birds to come to our lodge tomorrow?" Next morning, Blue Jay went out with the invitation, and soon all kinds of birds were gathered at the lodge of Golden Eagle. "My daughters caught the beautiful bird of many colors," the host explained. "They want to give each of you a present." The girls gave certain colors to different birds. Yellow and brown feathers to meadowlark, red and brown to robin, brown only to wren, yellow and black to the little finch. They gave to each bird the color it was to have, and they kept giving until they had no more feathers left. Ever since then, certain birds have had certain colors. And since then, there have been many potlatches.
This was a story we call a myth. The story of the first Coyote potlatch. The first giving of gifts from the people who invite to the people who are invited.
It's time to tell a story. It's storytelling time.
You know, in Mexico, there are many tales about animals, but most of them are about el coyote y la liebre, the coyote and the hare. What's a hare?
A rabbit.
A large rabbit that runs very, very fast. All right. Now, one day, Hare had finished a very fine meal and lay down under a tree for his siesta. You know how wonderful you feel after you had a good meal, you know, happy. Huh? He was lying there. Now, Coyote came along very slowly, very quietly, looking for Hare, and he was hungry, you see. Now, when he saw Hare sleeping, he approached very slowly and silently. And when he was near, he took a great jump and plump! And he landed squarely on top of Hare with all his 4 paws. And you know how big a coyote is. I mean, the hare is big, but not that big, you know. So Hare woke up with a frightened start. And he saw that once that he was in deep trouble, but he wasn't really afraid. You know why?
Because he was smart.
Very smart, that's right. Now, Coyote said, "Oh, you've had a good dinner, for you feel nice and fat. What a good meal you will make now." Now, Hare was thinking very fast. Yes, I did have a fine meal, and I don't mind if you eat me, for my flesh is old and dry. But be patient. Perhaps I can give you something to eat that is much more tender and softer than I am. Well, the Coyote said, "I wouldn't mind having something more tender, but I don't see anything better to eat around here, so it will have to be you, Brother Hare." He laughed, see. Now, Hare did not laugh. Oh, no. Oh, I know, he said. And he was breathing hard. Why?
Because he was on top of him.
Because Coyote was on top of him, very heavy, see? And he said, I know you see me, you only see me right now, because all the tender little hares are in school, you know. Now, there are all kinds of soft, delicious little hares there, just the right age. Coyote licked his lips. He said, where is that school, Brother Hare? Oh, just a little way down the hill. They are waiting for me to ring the bell for them to come out and play. But I can't ring it for a long time. Not until the sun reaches the tops of the trees up there, you see? Then I can ring the bell. Now, you enjoying the story? Huh? What do you think is going to happen? He's going to trick him. Oh, really? Well, that's all very good, but now let's see what really happened, huh? Let's sit over here, huh? All right. Now, the coyote said to the hare, he says, now, where is this bell you're going to ring for the children to come out of school? And he said, well, it's right up here, right on this tree. And he pointed to the tree under which they were lying, and in which there was a big brown, guess what? Hornet's nest. Do you know what a hornet is?
No.
They're like big bees that sting very... Hornets, yes. Well, will the little hares come out if you ring the bell? Asked the coyote. Oh, they would, but I won't ring it now. I must wait for the right time. Brother Hare, I am not hungry, said the coyote, saying, and I won't eat you. You see, I'm letting you go. Come on, get up. And I'll stay here and I'll ring the bell for you at the right time. Now, Coyote got off the hare, and Hare stretched himself slowly, you know. He said, well, I don't mind running off if you will promise that you will stay here and ring the bell. Oh, I won't forget, but you must tell me how to ring the bell, said the coyote. Well, it's very easy, brother. All you do is shake the tree very hard. Oh, you can be sure I'll shake the tree hard enough, Brother Hare. Now run along, run along. And Hare was off, you know, like a flash. And when he was at a safe distance, he shouted, be sure to wait for the sun to reach the trees, Brother Coyote. Espérate hasta que el sol llegue a los árboles. And then the coyote said, I won't forget, Hare. Now be on your way. Now vayas a hacer lo que tenga que hacer. And no sooner was Hare out of sight than Coyote rushed to the tree and began shaking it with all his might. And he shook it, but no bell rang, you see. So finally he threw all his weight violently against the tree, and plop, down fell the hornet's nest and landed squarely on his back. And suddenly the air was filled with hornets. And they were all flying around in fury out of their nest and stinging the coyote all over his body. Well, you couldn't even see his fur. He was all covered with hornets. And he ran as fast as he could, howling, woo, woo. But the hornets were after him all the way, stinging him at every step to teach him a lesson for knocking down their nest. And so, Coyote had sharp stings instead of juicy little hairs. Colorín colorado, este cuento se ha acabado. What does that mean?
The story has ended.
The story has ended. Bravo.
Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend, make a new friend today? Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend, make a new friend today?
My name is Arturo Cruz. I am 10 years old. I like to play baseball and football, but my favorite sport is charreria. Charreria is a Mexican art of riding horses. All my family likes it. My father is a charro. He's really good at it. My brother Danny is really good too. He's been practicing since he was 9 years old. He's won a lot of medals like my dad. My favorite event is jineteadas. That's when you ride the bull. And colas, that's when you tail the bull. The best part of charrerías is when I get to ride my horse a lot. My horse's name is Chihuahua because he came from the state of Chihuahua in Mexico. It's a lot of fun riding him on the trails and practicing with him so that I can get good. If I keep practicing, in a few years I'll be able to compete. And maybe I'll be as good as my dad and brother. One of the good things about charrería is that I went to Mexico. It was a lot of fun. My dad tells me that charrería came from Mexico to the United States and that our Mexican ancestors started this. I'm really glad that they did.
Real people, I'd like to introduce you to some real people. Real people.
My name's Martin, and Nigel is my pet snake. I worry about him getting sick. Have you ever tried to find a snake doctor?
What's the matter? What happened?
Look at that.
What is that?
What does it look like?
It's mice, frozen mice.
What?
For Nigel.
Oh, Martin, for heaven's sake.
I'm sorry, Mom. I forgot to tell you when I put them in the freezer. Scott couldn't keep them for me this week. I always liked them.
Yeah, what about me? I almost had a heart attack.
Well, Nigel's been acting kind of strange lately. He's been hiding in dark corners, not really wanting me to touch him.
That's all we need. Mice in the freezer and a sick snake upstairs. I just may run away from home and you guys can fix your own dinner.
Look at his eyes. They look kind of strange, like a film. Sylvan.
Yes, they do look strange.
Do you think he's going blind?
I don't know, Martin.
Well, you're a doctor. Don't you know what's wrong with him?
Well, Martin, Snake probably has sicknesses that a people doctor like me knows absolutely nothing about. Look, it's too late to do anything for him tonight. If he doesn't look better tomorrow, perhaps we better take him to a vet, okay?
All right, and maybe I better call Scott, too.
Yes, and maybe you should call Scott, too.
Hey, you! You got some nerve. First you break the window. Then you come in here to watch me repair it. That's it, right?
I didn't break any window.
Don't lie to me, I seen you. It was one of you two guys anyway. How did you get in here anyhow?
Right through the door downstairs.
Don't get snotty with me. Oh, I ought to call the cops. Kids.
Hey, Nigel, how are you? You gonna be all right? I'll be okay.
What's going on around here, Mr. Taylor? What's going on?
This is the kid that broke the window. These kids today, the nerve.
Yeah.
And now he waltzes in here all high and mighty.
Can't trust any of them.
I didn't break any window. I just got here. What makes you think it was me?
I seen you. And you better have a good reason for being here because I am gonna call the cops.
Hey, I'm the reason he's here. What's this all about, man?
Now that's all I need. You sticking up for him. He just broke this window and he threw a rock from the backyard.
Hey, this is my friend Martin Harris. He's a very good friend of mine. He comes here often, and I'm sure you've seen him before. I wouldn't want you to be embarrassed in front of all your friends in the police station by accusing the wrong person.
Yeah, but he looks like the kid that threw the rock.
Well, we can't help that, can we? You just better make sure of your facts. Just better be cool.
Let's go.
Have soda and take it easy, will you? Just calm down.
I bet you he wouldn't have talked like that to me if I'd been white.
No, you wouldn't have even looked like the kid that threw the rock either.
Yeah.
Look, Martin, look. There's no sense in getting upset over a person like that.
But he just took one look at me and started yelling.
He had nothing better to do but yell. He didn't even look at you. All he saw was a black kid. That's all.
But do I have to answer for all the black kids in the world?
No, you shouldn't have to. But there's always some guy out there that thinks that all blacks cause trouble. Just like all snakes bite. It's easier than using your brain.
Yeah, I felt like just going up there and punching him right in the face.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't be using your brain. And you've got a pretty good one. Look, you have to feel sorry for a person like that. I mean, he hasn't had a new idea in 30 years. I mean, forget it, Martin. You're way ahead of it.
Yeah, but it's all so unfair.
Yes, it's unfair. It's very unfair. And it has to be dealt with. But it has to be dealt with intelligently. Just like I have to deal with the fact that you haven't told me why you've come here.
Oh, I forgot. I've been worried about Nigel. He's been acting funny. He's nervous, cranky. He's hiding in dark corners. And then his eyes.
Kind of clouded over with like a film over him?
Yeah, how did you know?
Don't worry about it, man. Like, he's getting ready to shed. And there's no problem. Just leave him alone until he sheds and everything will be fine.
He's hiding in corners and he's hiding too slow. His eyes look funny and I just don't know. Should we give him a pill to make him move quicker? No medicine in any form only makes you sicker.
Honey.
John, before you go inside, there's something I have to tell you that I don't want Martin to know about.
Well, keeping secrets from Martin now, huh?
But this is something that'll upset him terribly. It's about Nigel. He's dead.
Dead?
Yes, I found him in the sunroom among the flowers all dried out. Let's don't tell Martin right away.
Well, maybe we could get him another boa, replace him.
John, does it have to be a snake this time? Couldn't we get him a different kind of pet? Maybe after a while Martin would forget about Nigel.
Okay, we'll see. Come on, let's go on inside.
Come on, see?
Hey, look. Mom, Dad, I found Nigel. Ta-da!
Nigel, Nigel.
What are you guys staring at?
Impossible.
What do you mean impossible? Nigel has brand new skin. Come on, Nigel.
Martin, is that another boa?
Another boa? What?
Martin, I didn't want to tell you this, but I found Nigel in here. He's dead.
Oh, Mom, you're silly. That's only his skin. Isn't she silly, Dad?
Actually, I think she's kind of cute.
Are you gonna get mushy? I'm not gonna hang around for this. Come on, Nigel, let's get out of here.
Hi, it's Woody, and here's something nice that we can learn to make with rice. It's arroz con dulce, rice pudding to you. We're gonna do it the way Puerto Ricans do. Take 1 1/2 cup of cooked rice. And 3/4 cup of sugar, that's right. 1 dash of salt, 1 cup of milk. 3/4 cup of raisins, that's it. Now to the raisins, we must add 2 tablespoons of butter melted smooth as you can. Now beat up 2 eggs and mix everything in a big bowl. Then pour into a buttered baking pan, nice and slow. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. But please get a grown-up to help you with what you've got. There should always be a grown-up when the going gets hot. And while the arroz con dulce is baking, think about what a great treat you are making. When you taste the rice, say, ay, que bueno, which is a Spanish way to say, oh, it's so good, it's so nice. What a way Puerto Ricans have with rice. Doesn't it taste good? Doesn't it make you smile? Rice pudding, Puerto Rican style. Ay, que bueno, it's so good.
But you could play a game and give me one. What you do is up to you when you watch me. Let's play with shapes. Fat ones and thin ones, square ones and round ones. How many can you find hiding in your mind? Sticks and stones, rattles and bones. Let's look inside. Let's peek and hide. Remember, what you do is up to you when you watch me.
Guess what, Mary Frances? Because of the energy crisis, school may be closed tomorrow. I'll be tickled pink, wouldn't you?
Tickle, yes. Pink, no.
You've never even tried it.
Yeah, but I know I don't like it.
Well, that's just prejudice.
The clubhouse is all finished, Mom. We even have a sign that says no boys allowed.
Don't you think that's being prejudiced?
I don't want to go. It'll be boring.
No, it won't. It's an opera for kids.
All operas are boring.
Oh, don't be so prejudiced.
What's prejudice?
Prejudice comes from two words, pre and judge. Pre means before, and judge means to make up your mind. Sometimes it's a necessary part of life.
Like judging whether a branch will hold you or not.
Right. Prejudice means making up your mind before knowing. Like deciding you hate asparagus, even if you have never tried it. You know, people who are not prejudiced have a better chance to make new friends and discover new experiences.
Come on, get inside. Here come some boys. Hey, what are they doing? It's a camera. They've got a movie camera. Yeah, that's neat. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, just a second.
I don't know. You want to make a movie with them?
I guess so.
Anyone can overcome prejudice if they really want to. It's a choice. You can look at people and see that they're different shades of color, or have a different way of talking, or live in a different neighborhood, or you can choose to see past the differences. You can look for the real person inside all of us. Maybe you'll see that people aren't really so different after all.
It's time to tell a story. It's storytelling time.
Tell me, has anyone ever heard the story about how the Mockingbird gave out the calls? Would you like to hear it? All right.
Maria Tallchief is a famous Native American ballet dancer.
In the beginning of things, the birds were brought to life, but only the mockingbird had the knowledge of speech. It was the mockingbird who gave languages to the people, and he decided that the creatures of the air should also have a way of speaking. So one day, he called them all together for a meeting. He said, "All the tribes of men have their languages. When a Hopi speaks, it is with a Hopi voice. When a Navajo speaks, you know him to be a Navajo. Tell me, Jolie, what tribe of Indian are you?" Zuni?
Winnebago.
Right, Zuni Winnebago. And when your tribe speaks, they understand each other, don't they? The birds should also have languages. Since I am the one who has a knowledge of languages, I will give you the calls by which you will be recognized. He addressed the rock hen, saying, "You, rock hen, your call shall be choo, choo, choo." Do you want to try that? Choo, choo, choo. Wherever you are, whenever you wish to announce your presence, you will say, shall we try it all together? Choo, choo, choo. And whenever I want you to attend a meeting, I will call you by that sound. Then he flew off quickly, saying, "That's all I have to know." Mockingbird spoke then to the red-tailed hawk. "You, red-tailed hawk, you will call out shrilly like this. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shall we try that one? Shoo, shoo, shoo." And then he departed. The mockingbird addressed the dove. "You, dove, you shall make a soft call like this. You, you, you." The dove said, and he flew away. "You, owl," the mockingbird said, "you are to make a sound in your throat like this. Goo, goo, goo." "Yes, I have it," the owl said, and he also went away. Finally, only the catbird remained. The mockingbird looked at him. He was surprised, for the two of them looked very much alike. "We appear to be cousins," the mockingbird said. "What kind of bird are you?" "Yes," the catbird answered, "I am easily mistaken for you. I am the catbird." "Well," the mockingbird said, "I will give you your call." "I don't think I want any call." "Every bird should have its call," the mockingbird said. "In this case, it is different," the catbird answered. "From what I have seen, you are not very popular with the other birds. You're talking all the time. Too much talking drives people away. Did you notice how the birds left the meeting as soon as they could? They avoid you. You talk too much. I would rather not have a language. If I talk, the other birds may think I am you." "But if I want to hold a meeting," the mockingbird said, "you will have to know your special call." "No, it won't be necessary," the catbird replied. If I hear you calling out, "Gahoo" for the owl and "Shoo" for the red-tailed hawk, then I will know there is to be a meeting and I will come. But, the mockingbird said, how will you announce your presence when you arrive? I'll just flutter my wings, the catbird said. Shall we all try fluttering our wings? That's right, very good. And he flew away. That is why the catbird says practically nothing. The only sound he makes is a faint Isn't that a nice story?
And now we join the Big Game Hunt, the show which asks the question, can a nice girl like Cricket Wicket find new games to play every day with the help of a small stuffed doll named Ringo Livio?
Any day now, that announcer is liable to start an earplug fad.
Meanwhile, unbeknownst to our friends, Long John Spoilsport lurks behind a nearby tree.
Nya-ha-ha!
Your nya-ha-has always get into our way. We're splitting to visit Alaska and play.
Alaska, eh? That's all I needed to know, scrofulous scoundrel that I am.
Unlike the big city where smoke, smog, and soot fall, this place is just perfect for playing snow football. The Eskimos play it and have a good time of it. So I'll teach you how by making a rhyme of it. First, get a ball. Any ball you can toss. This one's made of leather and stuffed full of moss. And next, find some friends in a field full of snow. Put a goal at each end, and you're ready to go.
How big should a goal be? How long and how wide?
You can make one by laying a box on its side. Now, divide into teams. Each team stands by its goal. And the ball's in the middle, just waiting to roll. Now, when the game starts, both teams rush for the ball. The rules say that they mustn't touch it at all. So as soon as they reach it, each team will begin to kick the ball and try to make it go in the other team's goal. If they do, then they score. The team that will win is the one who scores more.
Pardon the interruption. I just dropped in to commit some nefarious nastiness. Go right ahead with whatever you were doing.
Gosh, there's certainly a lot of snow around here. What's the Eskimo word for snow?
Well, this part of the world has so very much snow, it's a big part of life wherever you go. There are all kinds of words here for all kinds of snow. So let's ask our Eskimo friends, 'cause they'd know.
Perksatok is snow that is drifting on by.
Ayak is snow on your coat or your tie.
Kanatok means that the snow's coming down.
Aput is snow that's spread out on the ground.
A piña oat is the first snow, light or driven.
And igloos are houses of snow you can live in.
Never mind all that talk about snow. What about snew?
What's new?
I just stole your football. That's what's new. Nya-ha-ha, nya-ha-ha. Nya-ha-ha-ha.
Long John, look out for the snow.
What kind of snow? You mean Perksatok?
No!
You mean Ayok?
No!
You mean Aput or Apiñaot?
No!
Well then, what kind of snow do you mean?
Iwaput!
What kind of snow is that?
Avalanche snow!
Oh, avalanche snow. Yeah-ha-ha. Avalanche!
Perhaps Long John's not such a scoundrel at all. I wonder what made him return us the ball.
I don't know, Ringo. Maybe he just got cold feet.
Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend, make a new friend today?
My name is Francis Ayakatan. I'm 7 years old and I live in Anchorage, a city in Alaska. This is what Anchorage looks like. Going to school is fun most of the time. Here's what my day is like. But best of all, I like recess. Going to school and being with my friends, but I look forward to getting home too. This is my dad. My dad knows how to do Eskimo carvings. He can carve a seal right out of a walrus tooth. My mother can speak our Eskimo language and English. Debbie is my best friend. Hope you liked my day. I did.
How do you find yourself?
With our very own voices and our very own hands.
Sing a little louder. How do you find yourself?
With our very own voices and our very own hands.
Hi, my name's Robbie.
And my name's Chris. We're Indians. That means we're Native Americans.
The poetry that you're about to hear and the pictures you're about to see are by Native American kids like us.
And the voices are Native American kids, too. The Indians used to dance, but now we dance only sometimes. The Indians used to have long hair, but now we have long and short hair. The Indians used to tell time by the sun, but now we have clocks and watches.
The Indians used to eat spirits food, but now we take white men's food. The Indians used to live in teepees, but now we live in houses. The Indians used to own America.
Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Oh, look. See it hovering among the flowers. It is like a baby trying to walk and not knowing how to go.
Drums, singing, feet beating, people thanking, all happy, dancing shells, beads. Fry bread, corn soup, feathers, buckskin coats, whitefish, wild rice, beautiful colors, jingle dresses, memories, thoughts, good feelings. Time for all to be together. Martin. You don't have to be afraid of my pet snake, Nigel. He never bites.
How did it go today, Martin?
Oh, it went really fine. I thought Nigel would get scared in front of the classroom with kids, but he didn't. He acted really cool. Really kept his wits.
Did Mr. Mr. Moorhead make a speech about snakes today?
No, he didn't. The funny thing was, he said that I probably knew more about snakes than he did, so he let me give the speech. Yeah, Martin made a speech in front of the class.
How about that?
Well, see you later, Martin. Okay, I'll see you later, DJ. I'll call you up. Right.
Well, sounds like you were the star of the science class today.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But there was one kid that really didn't like it. Pat. He said that Nigel was just another way for me to show off.
You know how some people can be jealous, and you have a very special kind of pet. Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Harris? Mrs. Harris, this is an emergency. I'm really frantic. Oh, this is Mrs. Barrington, Pat's mother. You know, he's in your Martin's class. Well, anyway, you must tell me quickly, what's the best antidote for snakebite?
What? Snakebite?
You must be an expert in this thing. Your son has a snake, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
I want you to know that snake bit my Pat, and I'm holding you fully responsible. Well, I'm taking him to the doctor, but I want to know what to do in the meantime.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you, and Martin's not here. Are you sure it was my son's snake? He never lets him loose.
Really, Mrs. Harris? How many pet snakes are there in the neighborhood? Pat tells me it happened on the way home from school. There are 2 small holes in his hand, and they're turning blue. I can't talk to you anymore, but I am holding you fully responsible.
Well, now it's really happened. The thing I've always been afraid of. One of Martin's classmates was bitten by Nigel.
Bitten by a boa? I really don't think that's likely. Maybe they're just trying to give their black neighbors a tough time. Did she sound white?
What? John, sometimes you find prejudice in some of the strangest places. Why would the boy make up a story like that? His mother was frantic.
Hello? Oh, is this Dr. Wright's service? Oh, this is Mrs. Barrington. Will you have him call 755-3019 as soon as possible? It's an emergency. Snakebite.
I bet we could sue them.
Maybe I should call the emergency room at the hospital. They'd know what to do. How do you feel, honey?
I feel funny, that's all. I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm too weak.
Mrs. Harris was no help at all, and Martin isn't home.
Unreliable. Completely unreliable. We should make them get rid of that dumb snake of theirs.
If you're too weak, I should call an ambulance.
No. Just give me a whiskey. That's what the cowboys always do. Wowee. Look at those tooth marks. Hey, it's getting kind of dark outside.
Yes, Mom.
Scott, it's getting kind of dark outside, and I think I better go home.
Yeah, it's around dinner time, man. If you want to have some pizza with me, you're welcome to it. But you better call your mother first.
Oh, hey, that'll be great.
Tell her that I'll take you home.
Okay, thanks. Mom, Scott invited me.
Martin, I've been frantic. Where are you?
Over at Scott's.
One of your classmates has been bitten by Nigel.
What?
Yes, that's right.
That's impossible, Mom.
Impossible? Well, Pat Barrington has 2 holes in his hand, and we're responsible for what happens to that boy.
Mom.
I just pray he's going to be all right.
He couldn't have been bitten.
Martin, that's enough. I don't want to hear any more. That snake has got to go.
What's the matter, Martin? Nigel again?
Mm-hmm. My mother says, this kid in my class, Pat Barrington, says that he's been bitten by Nigel, and he has 2 holes in his hand.
Well, you know that's impossible, man.
I tried to tell my mother, but she wouldn't listen.
Okay, why don't you call and let me talk to her, all right?
All right. I think it would be better if we called Mrs. Barrington, because she's the one we really need.
All right, dial the number.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Barrington. This is Scott Richardson from the museum. We met a few days ago at the Harris house. Yes. But, Mrs. Barrington, that's impossible. I suspect if you see fang marks... Well, okay, all right. We'll meet you at the doctor's office as soon as we can get there. Can I have the address?
That's good.
And if Dr. Rice doesn't know what to do, that snake man from the Newark Museum will know. He's probably been bitten 100 times.
Well, don't be surprised if he says it isn't really a snake bite.
What on earth makes you say that?
Well, Martin's going to say that the snake didn't really bite me, and he'll have to support his story. I mean, they have to stick together, don't they?
No, I don't think he'd do that. Would he?
Hello, Miss Barrington.
Dr.
Hello,
Rice,
Pat.
thank goodness.
Now, let's see what we have here, Pat. Tell me, what happened?
Well, you see, there's this kid named Martin, and he carries a snake around in a bag. And he dared me to put my hand in, so I did, and it bit me.
What kind of a snake was it?
A big one, a real big one.
Well, it would help to know what kind of a snake it was. Nevertheless, we'll have to make a little cut right here.
No, wait a moment.
don't
I
worry,
feel
don't
better, please. I feel okay, really, I do.
It's okay.
Excuse me.
That's the snake man.
The snake man.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Scott Richardson from North.
Oh, how do you do?
Mrs. Barrington
Mr.
asked me to come. May I look at Pat's hand?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. Let me assure everyone now that Pat is in no danger. Martin has a boa constrictor, and boas have no fangs and no venom. They do have teeth, a row of teeth slightly slanted towards the back, and they very seldom bite. As far as the fang marks, I think Pat better tell us about that.
Well, I was working on my train layout, and I wanted to check if there were any staples left in my staple gun. So I accidentally hurt my hand, and that's when I thought of Martin and the way he'd been showing off his snake in class today, so I thought I'd get him scared a little.
What about me? What about scaring me half to death?
I was gonna tell you, Mom. Honest. It just happened so fast. Maybe I was a little jealous about Martin's snake.
Staple gun. Probably dirty also. I think we'll have to give you a tetanus shot.
You see how Nigel's teeth would be slanted backwards?
Yeah.
Now, if Pat had been bitten by Nigel, he wouldn't have had 2 marks there. He would have had quite a few marks. Only poisonous snakes have the 2 fangs and would leave 2 marks there.
Scott, you're staying for dinner.
You really don't have to do that.
Well, that's the least we can do, considering the fact that you saved our lives again.
Besides, you've shown us that we really don't know enough about Nigel. I'm sorry we didn't believe you, son.
That's okay, Dad.
My buddy here is learning how to deal with people and their suspicions and fears. And we're just gonna have to keep showing them, right?
Right. I think we should have a toast. Here's to Nigel.
To Nigel.
To Nigel.
To Nigel.
Hey, what happened to the lights?
Greetings, friends. I'm glad to see you. Today I have a treat from Korea. It's bulgogi kai, fired beef to you. Now, Woody's going to tell you what to do. Take 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and a dash of pepper. Then 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 teaspoons of sugar. How grand! 1 green onion, thinly sliced. 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. Isn't that nice? Have you got that? Good. Now take a bowl and mix them up, nice and slow. Take 1/2 pound of beef sirloin, slice real thin and cut across the grain. Put the meat in the mixture and let it stand there for 15 minutes. Now, you know that sauce that you just made is a really delicious marinade. When you remove the beef, let someone who is older broil it until it's done. When the edges are crisp on one side, turn it over and cook it, but don't let it burn. Korean Americans all over the States love bulgogi kai. They think it's great. They say mat na nun, which means yum yum. You'll say it too when the beef is done. Isn't it great that in the USA we can eat so many different kinds of foods each day? Korean bulgogi kai.
Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend, make a new friend today.
Did you see that, Luther?
What?
Lily walked right by without speaking.
Did you speak to her, Mary Frances?
Of course not.
Oh, God.